we're good. There's like 5 buttons to press to do this. It's crazy. How's everyone doing? Everybody good? Everybody ready for the new year? It's like 2 days away. Everyone hear me. I got some announcements. I'm sure they're gonna be up your guys' alley. Everyone see me? Yo, hello, okay. Can you two hear me? Do it in the chat right now. I think everything's a good level. Yeah, alright, Mr. Goal. I am gonna use this chat window because it is way faster than the one OBS. How's everyone doing? Everyone have a good holiday season? Mine was full. I just got back to my apartment today. I was at my parents' house. What time did I get back? I got back maybe an hour ago. I had a speed run putting my computer back into the actual position so that I could go live. It's okay. We're here now. All right, so I'll share with you the big announcement. It's not that big, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun for you guys in January. So basically, there's a little backstory behind this. Hello everyone. Hello Nicholas. So I was making an Attack on Titan video. A story of Attack on Titan. To kind of follow up. I think Full Metal Alchemist was the last one I did of that. And originally it was going to be a 2-hour video to post in January, but for reasons unknown, they've been claimed, and I can show you without spoiling anything else, I think. So, all right, yeah, I had to break them up. So the first, I guess they broke up into 3 chapters. So there's this 20-minute segment that was gonna be the beginning of the video, and it is everything that happens before like Shinganshina gets attacked. So that's its own video. And then there were 3 chapters of, you know, the Eren Yeager story. They're supposed to be all one video, but apparently, I'll show you, there's this thing called the Shinganshina Movie Chronicle, and apparently if you have clips from any of the 3 seasons, they'll get claimed. And it would have been fine if it was just not monetized, because I can, you know, it's like, oh, okay, that'll be fine, it's no big deal. But what happened was, if I had all 3 seasons, all the first 3 seasons in the same video, it would like block it from being seen by anyone. No one could watch the video and no one would be able to. So I had to put season 1 and 2 into the first chapter. Chapter 2 is just season 3, which it's a little short, but I couldn't put it anywhere else because I felt if I was going to break them up, season 4 definitely should have its own video, and it's like 38 minutes. So they were all supposed to be one video, but they're not, which is, you know, I usually make longer videos, so it would have been better that way, but it was just not in the cards. It wasn't able to happen. They all got copyrighted, so I'm not gonna make money on them. But I put in a dispute, and they have like 30 days to come back and say like, yeah, fuck you, you're not gonna be able to monetize this. And they probably will do that. It's usually they wait till last week. So I've just kind of scrapped, like, I'm not getting money on these, we'll just focus on the future. So you guys are getting 4 videos in January. Yeah, 4 videos. And then you're getting 3 in February. So every week on Saturday for like next 6 weeks you're getting a video. So there's also, some of you might know this, I don't know how many of you saw the let me pull it up. I made a post of I did a Death Note video. You want Claymore? Claymore analyzed? I can do that. I haven't watched it yet or read it, and I've thought about it, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet. I think I gotta check what production studio did it, because I might do it in manga form, because I'll get to that. I'll give you some back end information on some of the stuff I've been doing. Yeah, you are eating good in January. This is my job now. I don't know if you guys know that. You guys have watched my content enough to where I can like afford rent and groceries, and that's pretty much all I need to cover. I'm finishing college right now, so I'm technically a college student, but I only have 5 months left, and it's like all the easy stuff. It's the last semester. So this is my job now. It was pretty freaking crazy. But yeah, that's 100,000 subs, guys. I forgot. That's the whole point of this video, and I forgot to say thank you everyone for watching my content and letting me do this for a job. I'm really appreciative, and I didn't think I'd ever get to this point, and I hope that the future has great things in store. So I'm just gonna keep trekking on. I'm gonna keep making content for you guys, and hopefully you guys all enjoy it. So that was what I meant to start with. I went straight into the nitty gritty, but you get it. Madhouse made Claymore. So yeah, there's this thing. Madhouse has some of their stuff is under their own production studio, and then some of them are under I don't think it's Production IG. I think it's Nippon Television would buy the rights to it. So it's important I need to know who bought the rights, because sometimes they'll completely cock block me. Like, it's not like, oh, this video's not monetized, which is like, I usually just go, oh, I'll release it anyway. It'll be like, oh, this is blocked from everyone, and we're not letting you put it. And if you do put it up, you're getting a copyright strike, and it's gonna get taken down. So it's like pointless. So I did blow up. I was at. You guys want to see the graph? Yeah, let me. Gotta pull it up. Yeah, here's the live sub count. Yeah, so this is the last 28 days. So okay, last year at this time I was at 26,000. That's a 75,000 increase ish, almost 74,000. That's fucking amazing. But yeah, I'm really blessed. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. It hasn't really set in yet, and especially like it hasn't set in like this is what I'm doing for a career, because I'm still going to college. So I'm like, most of my day is like going to class, doing classwork and editing, doing all of it at once. So it doesn't really register like this is what I do necessarily, because I'm just always moving to do stuff. But yeah, thank you. I don't know if I deserve it. I'm just glad that I got to this point. Yeah, I've seen Freerin. I think that's how you say it. We'll talk about pronunciations because I do suck at them. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite, like, just straight fantasy anime. I could go on about that anime for days. Maybe I'll make a video just glorifying it, because it is super good. I am 22 and a half, technically, almost 22 and a half. I was born in 2002, so I'm old, but I'm not that old. Oh, thank you for the donation. Neon videos. Oh, I got another surprise for you. Green Forest. There will be in February another Neon Genesis video, and I'll get to what that will be later as I talk about the schedule. I haven't seen Tatami Galaxy. Some people have told me to watch that. It's directed by Masasaki. I'm writing this down. Seen this guy before. I'm doing well. This is my caffeine to keep me awake. I'm busy, but I'm doing well. There are untold number of ways to, dude. Tell him like trying to explain to my family what I do is my parents pretty much understand what I do. They've seen me do it long enough, and they kind of get it. But like my grandparents, my aunts and uncles, they have a harder time understanding like, oh, you like make videos for a living. Usually I try to like work like, I edit and I like produce things, and that's, you know, that's your shoe in to like make them understand, but they don't really understand the full picture. I'm watching Solo Leveling. I haven't read it because I want to just be surprised when I watch it. And season 2 comes out next week. It starts next week, so I'm really excited for that. And yeah, you're welcome for the Evangelion videos. Also, Evangelion is the proper pronunciation for the show. The word is Evangelion, but it doesn't. The Japanese say it differently, so it took on. We'll get into the pronunciation things. It is part of my life now. You just how well. Yeah, the Neon Genesis videos. I just said it wrong. Neon Evangelion. I don't even know what happened there. They took a mind of their own. They're here. Look at this thing. The comparison is uncanny. 2 million views, 2.8 million views on that first one. That is insane. 1.2 million on the next one. Insane. And then 400,000 is the next one. That is such a steep drop off, even between 1 and 2. It's really freaking crazy. I can say fuck. I've been with family, so I hadn't been able to curse. Yeah, it's 1.5 million difference. That's insane. It's absolutely insane. I'm really glad that video did so well. There's a lot of things I would do differently now. Like for the time, that was the best I could create content-wise. But since I've made more of those, I've kind of took a more narrative approach. And like, there's some people complain on the comment section. This is fair. It felt more recap-y than I meant it to be. I didn't mean to discuss so like everything. Like I just went, it has its own, you know, nice flow to it because you're going through each angel, but I should have kind of connected them better and made it more, you know, narratively pleasing for your ears, for your mind. Yeah, because it kind of, you know, start stop the entire way through. Each angel has its own section or character. I've gotten better at being able to like weave things together. So, oh, thank you for another donation. Seeing her lifeless Eva, he loses it. Yeah. This day, it always scares me. That's a haunting scene. I think I captured those well, and that was my first attempt, by the way, with like a more serious video. I'd done them before, but not to that extent, and like trying to like resonate and rest on, you know, like some of the most impactful moments. But I think I nailed it in that. I would have, in the script section, wrote it a little differently now, to make it flow better. But I mean, obviously people love it as it is, so I'm kind of glad they do. But yeah, I would remake it again, but I don't think it's worth remaking, because, you know, the flaws are just my personal opinion, and everyone has their own opinion, like how they want a video to flow. A Monogatari lover has entered the chat. Yes, those are some of my favorite. I love Monogatari. Let me show you. My fiance buys these for me. I have this is season 2, the collector's box, the Blu-rays. I collect these. It's my favorite show, and it's like season 1 isn't complete on Crunchyroll. They don't have the first or the last 3 episodes, so I started by buying that one, and then she's bought me. I have up to season 2. I don't have the last season, monster season, yet. Season 2 is the best, though. I think season 2 is their best season. Technolize, yeah, that was a roller coaster when I watched that. Holy depressing. I don't know how you guys felt about it, because so this is what happens. You guys watch that video, right? And you get that whole experience. I had that series is 22 episodes, and when I watch anime before I make a video on it, it's like no life mode. So I watched that whole series 2 days, 11 episodes a day. It's a whole day, and that show is sad. and depressing, and I just sat there marinating in it, and it hurts your soul, and then you have to write a script on it. So I think I captured that kind of feeling pretty well, because it is a depressing show, but it does have some hope at the end. You know, he dies obviously, which is kind of sad, and you know, humanity's kind of fucked, but you know, there's hope in his death. Like, you know, whatever's next for him might not be as painful. And he was in a better place when he was dying at the end than he was living in the first place before anything else. I mean, he was a prize fighter, he was depressed, and he didn't have anything in life. So yeah, it was a really like human story, I guess is the way to put it. Yeah, your favorite show, Monogatari? Yeah, season 2. I'll talk about the end critic summaries in a bit. Oh, bicep. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That wasn't what my goal was. Yeah, going off of your videos, yeah, if you do parts to like a series or a season, like Monogatari part 1, right, the first one, then there's chapter 2, then chapter 3. Yeah, there's a drop off, and it'll always happen. But like with those videos, it would have been like a 5-hour video if I did everything together, and it would have taken months to prepare that. So yeah, it had to be broken up, and like the people that really want to see it, they're gonna go and seek out chapter 2. So if nobody wants to watch chapter 2, it's fine. It's there for the people that want to. But yeah, they don't do as well. It's just never the case. So I'm worried about that with the Attack on Titan videos, but you know, people who want to see the next one will see the next one. I think they're really well. I think I captured like the desperation and emotion, like everybody's killing each other to try to save themselves and their families they care about, even if that means killing people close to them. It's just all for the bigger picture. It's kind of sad. I forgot how sad Attack on Titan was. So you get excited, boys. You'll be eating good in January. Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad I hit 100K. I've wanted to be a YouTuber since I was a 4th grader, and you know, that at first I was making Nerf War videos as I was a kid, and that was fun to me. And then I kind of like, you know, you get to middle school, high school, and your dream kind of like, you're like, I don't know if I could do it, and I ended up during COVID starting to do it. And so, and I made this channel, so I started doing anime, and just kept with it. I watched Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a kid, so I have seen it. I haven't seen it for a while, but yeah, I guess as a kid it was entertaining. I sound a lot younger in my videos. I can see that. I don't do like much voice modulation, and after, like when I'm editing, the most I do is I throw a equalizer on it, so it kind of like raises my high tones, because I have a low voice. So those high tones come out more because this kind of sounds better. But also, yeah, my older videos, I think I started like almost 4 years ago, like 3.5 years ago. So I'd have been 17 to 18 when I did my first few. But yeah. Am I unfollowing Vexbolt on the 31st? I don't know what that means. Which series had the greatest drop-off for you? Yeah, you bring up Psycho Pass, I might be on that boat with you. Season 2, he's okay. Season 3's okay. I don't know. So I've enjoyed the other seasons of Psycho Pass, like to watch, but not in relation to season 1. Like season 1's amazing, and it is just on its own world. But every other thing they made in that series doesn't even reach it, doesn't even get close. And I think it's mostly because they did season 1, they're like, yeah, this is all we want to do, and they're like, we got to keep going, and made a lot of money. So that's usually what happens, and they're not always the best. That's a bass back there. I play bass. I haven't played it for a while because I've been swamped with like school and YouTube, but I learned. It's that Metallica song, Anesthesia. I learned Anesthesia a little bit. I was trying to learn because it's the bass solo song from Metallica. It's really fun to play, but Yeah, I haven't played for a while. I also learned guitar. I have one under my bed, an acoustic. And then at my parents' house, my dad plays guitars, so he's a lot of electric guitars that I'll mess around with. And my brother's a drummer, so he oh my gosh, I couldn't do voiceovers when I was home for the holidays because he drums a lot, and you can hear it throughout the entire house. You think you can go over? Yeah, I can. I was gonna do that. Sure, I'll do that. Go over my process. Kind of fun to see behind the mirror. Favorite romance anime. Yeah, I did talk about Plastic Memories a lot. That one made me cry, so that's why I bring that one up a lot. Same with Clanad After Story. I don't know what it is about like a father-daughter relationship, but like the whole rekindling in the field made me cry like a baby. So those two are up there. I'll show you my Annie list. We can go over that too. You dropped Yu-Gi-Oh! I see. I don't know if I would watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Like all the way through. I'd pick odd episodes. Gunhead, I haven't seen that or read it. I don't know if it's a manga or what. Subjects I do in college. I had a minor in Japanese, and then the program got kind of fucked, and they weren't offering it for a year, and I had to take a break from it, and I just never got to go back into it because of like scheduling stuff. So I was doing a minor in Japanese, and I have 3-ish years of Japanese classes, and then I have a degree in creative technologies, which is fucking made up. It is not real. But it's like editing, graphic design, like stuff I do on YouTube. So that's kind of why I chose it. I really like philosophy, and I thought about doing a minor in philosophy, but if I did that, I wouldn't have as much time to do YouTube stuff. So I really, when it was with college, I really bounced and weighed it with doing YouTube because I knew I wanted to do this, and I put as much time as possible into doing this to make it work. Thank you for the $2. I always wanted to analyze videos. Any tips? I'll show you my process, and I'll give you some tips if you guys are wanting to do stuff like that, because it's you get better at it with time. A lot of it is getting better at it with time. Got who I am. I don't show my face often on this. I know what Steel Ball Run is. I thought I heard they're getting an anime adaptation. Yeah, I just got 100K just 3 days ago. I hope to hit 1 million one day, but I'm not getting ahead of myself. All right. Anyway, I'll finish explaining the whole surprise to you. What I meant to tell you today. So yeah, we hit 100K and wrong screen. That's the one. All right, it's back. So there's Attack on Titan videos coming out in February. Expect a lore on Evangelion video. That'll be coming out on mid-February. And I think you guys will like that. It goes into a little more detail of what happens before Shinji pilots the Evangelion, basically. I really broke it down. It's probably going to be about 25-30 minutes. And I really just went into way more detail than I did when I first did it. Because that was part of the section of the old video that I wish I could have redone a little more and gone into more detail. Because a lot of people are confused about Neon Genesis because it is so confusing about what exactly happened beforehand that led to the events that are going on. So I kind of want to make the video to kind of support people on, like, you want to go do a second watch through, or you just finished your first one and you're fucking confused. What is the timeline here? So it'll go from inception, like when the events started happening. So in Neon Genesis is when the first ancestral race, I don't know, died. It went extinct, and so it starts there and then goes all the way up through the second impact and first impact and the moon stuff, and up to Shinji's dad calls him up and is like, hey son, you want to pilot your mother? So yeah, and I kind of explained some of like the confusing elements, like How's Shinji's mom's soul and body into Unit 01? Why is Rei a clone and who is she? And what is her importance? And what are the qualifications to start an Impact? Stuff like that. It's really fucking confusing. And part of it is because, you know, they went nuance. Part of it is because they don't fucking know themselves. And this was a rush show, and it was, you know, that's part of the fun. It's part of the fun of it. It's like an unfinished show, and everybody had to figure out what's happening. We got to make our own lore. So I haven't watched Thousand Year Blood War. I've been reading the manga of Bleach because I didn't want to watch the show because it's long, and I watched Naruto, and that was hard. Naruto's hard to watch at times. It's really good, and then it's really bad. It's not really bad. It's really mid. It's a thing of its time. Have I read any series by Niso Ishin or watched him by? No, I haven't. Monogatari's the only one I've watched him. I didn't know he did other things, to be honest with you. That's cool. 3 years, you don't overthink your mistakes, put more into your future work. 100%. Sometimes you release a stinker and you gotta move on. You can't really think about it too much. That's the story of everything. Yeah, sometimes you just don't have a video that does well and you're just like, yeah, you gotta move on. You gotta keep moving. You know, some people aren't gonna like your work too. You gotta keep moving, doesn't matter. Which anime has changed me the most? I can figure it out for you. Look at my list real quick. I haven't watched Daima, so I don't have any thoughts on it right now. Non-anime shows and movies. A lot of movies I like. I don't watch that many like American shows. Like Stranger Things is good, but yeah, there's just not a lot of good ones. There are some, but I think Serial Experiments Lane changed me a lot. Especially because I watched it in high school and I was like, what the fuck? And it really like changed my perception. Yeah, I'll go with Serial Experiments because it was like my intro into more of the deeply pondering shows. House Infanta, I haven't. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. House Infanta, Morgana. Do you guys know, by the way, that technically you're not supposed to live stream visual novels? They usually tell you if you should or shouldn't. This looks interesting, but they get like iffy with that because you can, you know, less people buy the game. I guess it's kind of a hit or miss. People do it anyway. Obviously, it doesn't really matter. You should watch Kantagari. It's I didn't pronounce that right. It's an action adventure. Okay, well shit, I'll look into that. See other videos I haven't watched. Oh, you've seen. It's interesting to follow. Well, I'm glad you like it. I try to pick good anime most of the time, unless you watch the top 10 animes not to watch. Those aren't as good. Some of them are fun to watch though. They're not very good. Golden Boy. Golden Boy, I fucking know that one. I'm looking it up because I don't know why I can't think of it. Oh, yeah. Old show. I don't know. I've seen a few episodes of that. I haven't watched the whole season, or the whole series, so it's probably good. Most old anime is fun to watch. What show do you think few other people have watched? Doesn't have to be. Oh, like what people haven't watched? Let me check. I have some anime that are, you know, not heavily known that are really good. You guys haven't watched Slam Dunk and you like sports anime, by the way? That's really one. I think Angel's Egg, it's a cult classic and it's pretty popular, but not a lot of people have seen it. They kind of know about it, but they haven't seen it. That's a really good one to watch because it's super weird. I think, here's a newer one. I think Call of the Night, if you guys have ever seen this, I don't think a lot of people watch that, and I think it deserves more eyes on it. I tried to make a video on it like way back in the day, just like it was a really short like analysis of the story, and I don't think it was too well done in my opinion, but I tried to draw more attention to it. It was way before like anything blew up. It was way before the Evangelion video. Thank you, Hitaki. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you like my stuff. Top 3 anime Angel's Egg is. It's your top 3 movies. I don't know if I'd put it up there for me. I think it's really good though, so I can see why. I can see why you would put it up there too. Thank you, Batman. I'm glad I tried to look the best for you. I haven't shaved my beard for a couple weeks. It needs trimmed. It's a little long, especially at the bottom, like this area. I didn't bring my razor, or not my razor, my beard trimmer with me when I went home, so I haven't had time today to do it. I haven't watched Devilman Crybaby yet, actually, and it's on my list for 2025 because I'm going to do a video on it. So you'll find out what I think of Devilman Crybaby. But I've heard it's good, so I hope it, you know, is good. The manga disappointed you. So I was an anime only guy for Call of the Night, so I don't know what happens in the manga. Steel Angel. I think I've heard of that one. I haven't watched it though. Alright, I did say I would go over like how I make videos, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna follow through on that and give you guys tips if you wanted to do this kind of stuff and how it's difficult to get here to the point where you can make a living, I guess. And I don't even know if I'll be able to make a living my entire time on YouTube. I can just hope and pray and do my best, so that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I started using Google Docs because I get Microsoft Word with my college. It's their account, but I won't have it forever, so I switched to Google Docs. But use a Word program, and let's see. Let's go to the Technolize video. You get, sorry, I dropped my squishy toy. You get a script, right? Like for me, let's see. I'm going to start out with a template. This is my template. Really easy to make. You have 3 boxes, or 3 columns. You got some boxes. And you don't have to do it like this. You guys can do it however you want. There's the title. You put the title there. You put a thumbnail when you make it. And then you write. And you always got to write an intro. You always got to write kind of a conclusion. I don't always use this box, by the way. And then you got your fluff, your stuff. Sometimes I use 1 column for everything. Sometimes it has 2 or 3. You can create your own. So for Technolize, see, I didn't even put the thumbnail in here. Yeah, you just go on. There's the lore section, then I think I went into the story section. So I break it up. It's a lot of writing. It is so much writing. Let me tell you, long days. And then you get to the bottom and it's done. And I sometimes don't write a conclusion. I sometimes leave you guys with just the ending, like him dying. I don't say anything else because I want you to take what I said and figure out for yourself what you want to think. It's fun, right? Sometimes it's good to hear my own opinions. So I've thought about streaming after the videos come out, and you guys can ask me questions what I actually think of the show, because I try to keep it morally ambiguous on my opinions. I try to just break down what the characters are doing, and is it good or bad? That's up for you to decide. Did they win? Did they die? Are they happy? Are they sad? Batman, thank you for the money. Thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. Can I post this live on your channel? Yes. This will be on there forever. It'll be in the live stream section with the other live streams. There's not many. There might be more soon though. Anyway, I have, as you can see, this other section here. Don't really use it unless sometimes my roommate edits for me and I'll put stuff in there. But for example, this should be a visual column. This is where you put like what you want to be on screen during when you're talking or this dialogue. When I just edit myself, I don't really need that. So I put an asterisk, like a certain scene I want to play out when I'm not talking, to kind of break up the different parts. Oh, I did use the conclusion area. Here's another one. And there'll also be quotes sometimes, like I'll let a quote play out or a character talked. So yeah, that's that section. Really long. That's a lot of researching. So there's a lot that goes into that. I guess I'll explain that. How do I research? How do you keep up with everything? It's a great question. It's not easy. You get used. This part is really hard, and you have to kind of develop it over time. I watched the show again. You don't have to. You should always re-look into the show. Make sure you didn't miss anything. Make sure you don't write something that's wrong. That would be bad, because you do get comments about those. Like, oh, this didn't actually happen. Sometimes I do, however, to save time, I'll like mesh some conflicts together. Like, oh, maybe this happened and then this other thing happened. I'll try to tie them together to save time, because like sometimes anime will have plot threads that don't really go anywhere, and it's kind of like to fluff out a season. I try to eliminate those and tone it down a little bit, because you're trying to make a video about like what's the deeper meaning, not about what's all that happened in the show. So the way you can do this is you watch it, you take notes. You can also watch the show and then look on like a Wikipedia site of the show to kind of refresh your memory as you write. Like, oh, maybe you don't remember. Maybe you can go to the video again and watch that part and be like, oh, that's what happened. Or you can go to a Wikipedia site, and sometimes they have people have written like synopsis of episodes. You can kind of reference that for yourself and be like, okay, that's what happened. Most of the writing, so this is the difficult part, because this just takes like time and effort and continuously doing it. As long as you write and you keep writing, you'll get better. That's it. Sometimes your scripts might not be as great as you want it to be. Sometimes you might get writer's block, and that sucks. But you just gotta kind of try to write, and yeah, and you kind of just put your thoughts together. A lot of it's researching, trying to make sure you understand the content and what it's trying to say. And once you get that down, you can try to put that on paper so that you can say it. And that's the hard part. So yeah, it's like the biggest part of the video is making sure that the foundation's good, and writing's a really big foundation of these videos, because like the video is just kind of there for your eyes. You don't really need the video, right, to understand what I'm trying to say and stuff. I try to describe it to you. The visuals are a support to the voiceover. That's kind of how I do it. So that's why that's the most important piece of my content. But depending on what you do, some other aspect might be more important. Like some people, it's the visual. Like Mr. Beast videos are not, they're shit narratives. They just are. He's trying though, he's trying. But his visuals are everything. His like stakes are everything. So that's what he's focused on. That's what he's gotten better and better at. But you know, sometimes if you focus too much on one thing, other parts start becoming bad. Like for me, I think I need to figure out how to do more with the visuals, because they're really not that unique. I'm just using the clips from the show, and so I'm trying to figure out ways to better insert more interesting visuals to kind of support the voiceover, which is the main part of the content. Revisiting shows do help, yeah. I am a creative tech major, yeah. You can hear about that if you scroll back a little bit. All right, Green Forest, goodbye and see you later. You loved the Technolize video. I'm glad, Ahmed. Glad you liked that. Your 15-year-old brother watches my video. He's starting young. He wants to understand everything from anime. Homunculus. I have heard a lot about that manga. I've been looking into doing it. I have to go and purchase it. I like to read on paper, so like I have Goodnight. I have the entirety of Goodnight Poon Poon here, and it's all in Japanese. It's hard to find this. I was in California. There's a Japanese bookstore. I bought a bunch of these. But yeah, I like to read stuff on paper, and then I want to do a Goodnight Poon Poon video, obviously. So that's what that stuff's for. But yeah, writing. That's it. Thumbnails. Let's talk about thumbnails, and then we'll talk about the editing. When you make thumbnails, it's an interesting time. Good luck to you all on doing this. If you try to do YouTube, thumbnails are a hit or miss. Oh, that's the wrong screen. Thumbnails really are just about making something somebody wants to click on. So for anime, at least for my stuff, it's pretty easy. I usually use a frame, and then I like make it lit up more. This is for the new Evangelion video. So you try to make it look more appealing. Usually that means making the colors more vibrant, more contrasting. So like you pull it away and like, oh, that looks pretty cool. So that could be a potential thumbnail you have. But yeah, it's usually I find the character, I'd put a drop shadow around them, this and that, and you find it interesting, you click on it. Same with titles. I try to figure out a good title, and you find it interesting, you click on it. I have series now, so you know, if people like that series, they know, oh, story of or making sense of, that's that kind of video. So they know what they're getting into. That helps a lot too. And lastly, editing. Editing's fun, everyone loves editing. Premiere Pro is my tool. It's expensive though, it's sad how expensive it is. Yeah, and incorrect summaries, I'll talk about those right after this. This is the last thing, I'll talk about editing. If anybody wants to know the back area, this is the last thing. So let's pull up a timeline. I just did the Attack on Titan video. This is fun. Oh yeah, when you do voiceovers, I use Audition. Just use a recording software, record yourself. Try to keep the room quiet, and yeah, then you pull up the voiceover and the WAV file or MP4, put it in the timeline, start editing that bitch, and this is where the fun stuff happens. Well, this loads though. Let's talk about incorrect summaries. I started doing YouTube, anime YouTube, doing incorrect summaries. Let's find some of these. Here we go. Yeah, these things, oh man, they were fun to make. They're really heavy editing intensive. I used a lot of like green screen memes and stuff. Would I do that again? Maybe. I think if I revisit like incorrect summary stuff, I will think of a new name for it. But I did like more of that dry humor like approach, I guess. I think I want to do more joke delivery from me and not heavily relying on memes, because that was definitely an insecurity of mine. I wasn't good enough to carry a video, and I needed to use pop culture memes and stuff to get people to watch or sit through the video. So I've moved away from that, but I would definitely revisit the joking nature. I just had to think of a way. I have a bridge that I'm building to maybe do stuff like that. Like the top 10 anime was very heavily influenced like the older content and like how I approach those videos. They're more humorous. So I have a it was a story video. I have a story video of High School DxD planned at some point for like April Fools. That should be kind of like a bridge, so we'll see if you guys like that, and we'll find out if it's good for the future. Monculus is perfect if you love Poon Poon. Yeah, Poon Poon's depressing, by the way. That's a hard read. I've been dreading to read more of it because I'm like, I know where this is going. It's not gonna be good. Can I ask what your personal favorite video that you made is? Yeah, editing is hell, but yeah, it can be fun. I'll tell you how the fun parts though. Fun parts and the sad parts, I guess, depressing parts. There's a stark difference, at least for me. Probably my favorite video I've made. I don't know, it kind of goes like every single one I make, I always walk away, I'm usually like, oh, that was a good video. I was glad or proud of that video. I think the Attack on Titan video is really good, and I just did that. So, but Technolized, that was really good. I don't know if I have a favorite. Usually, like over time, I go back and look, and I'm like, I like this video, but I wish I could do it again. Wish I'd do it over. I wish I could do it over, because there would be things I'd change and stuff. So, I think anybody that makes content, you know, you want to walk away from a project going, that is a good piece of content. I'm excited to put this out and have people see it. And then when time goes on, you kind of look back, you're like, this is good, but I think I could do better. So I guess you look back with rose-tinted glasses in a sense, because you like it, but you wish it was better, I guess. I don't know. It's a complex relationship I have with my content. I really do enjoy it. I don't really sit down and watch my own content, obviously, because I spend so much fucking time making it and like rewatching it to make sure it's all good and like can go out. But yeah, when I do revisit some stuff, I'm like, oh, I wish I could do this differently or something. Yeah, okay. This program should be ready. Some stuff is offline. It's okay. it'll be good enough. It'll be good enough. So I have 2 monitors. I'm like staring, like one's over here. Yeah, and then one's here. This is like the editing one. This is the one you're seeing right now. On this other one, I have like these media files to edit in. It has all my like stuff I throw into the timeline. Anyway, this is what timeline looks like for me. This one is, so this is the AOT one, yeah? Uh-huh. Here, look at this long ass timeline. This was supposed to be the original video. I think, if I can find it. I have a bunch of different sequences, so it makes it hard to tell which one's which. I think this is it. Yeah, whatever. Alright, you get the point. So you get a timeline, and this section here is usually audio from clips and voiceovers, and the voiceovers cut up, taking out like big breaths or big pauses, and that's kind of what that's for. It's kind of help I can structure the pacing a little better than I could when I was voicing it over. And then these big things are music files, and so that's usually what you hear. I try to choose good music. I use Epidemic Sound, so I go through that, look for stuff that fits the emotion of what's happening. And yeah, then the last thing I do is I put the visuals, because it's like the support part. Sometimes you want to do the visuals first. Depends what content you're making. Mine's very structured around the voice and me telling a story and narrating it. So that always comes first, then the music, because that supports that more. It's more important. Then the visuals are kind of there to support the music and the emotion of voiceover. And so that's that. Sometimes I'll put like graphics breaking up a longer video for people. If they want to take a break, or if they want to know like where are we. So like sometimes there's a year. Usually it's the arc name or something I made up if they don't have arc names in the show. And yeah, usually the intro's more heavily edited than the middle part. So yeah, that's editing for me. Editing 101. You can figure out how to use Premiere if you haven't used it before, or editing software. That's a very learning experience for you. So if you're interested in getting into content and figuring it out, just drop into it. It's the best way to do it. So yeah, let's see. The Code Geass video. Yeah, that one's a good one. That's a goodie. I'm glad it did well. That was like the start of a new series. I was trying to figure out, I want to do some other stuff besides making sense. And I didn't like, I think you guys know about this. I don't like the fucking, if you ever look up anime summaries, which I'm not a big fan of doing summaries, because I think I don't want to step on the toes of anime shows too much. So I try to bring a new angle onto their stories, and I try not to just regurgitate their story. There's these channels anyway that are AI based channels. By the way, people thought this channel was AI. It's my voice. It's not. I would never use an AI voice, because the bots don't sound good. I just don't know why people would think that my voice is what am I trying to say? I sound like a human, right? I don't know how people think a human or an AI will sound like a human, like to this scale. Not happening, at least anytime soon. It's getting better though. It's kind of scary. But anyway, these AI channels, they suck. What they do is they go to like Attack on Titan Wikipedia site, and they take the synopsis of the show or the episodes, and they just throw it into an AI and they have it say it. Then they upload it, and they usually like, this is what they do, by the way, because I can show you. I think it's Middle Eastern. I don't know what language it is actually, because I think it's Sanskrit. Correct me if I'm wrong. This happened to the Fullmetal Alchemist video. They steal other anime creators' video, and they put the AI voice over, like, as the bottom thing. They have some like shitty audio tracks as well. And this is what's funny. Oh, this guy watched recap. Oh, he watched my incorrect summary video. That's pretty cool. I didn't know people still watch that. Anyways, happened 3 times. This one, and this one are all my video. So it's the Full Metal Alchemist story video. It's all of that different clip stuff I put together, and they've just taken that clip stuff and put it down on a timeline and had the AI voiceover under it. And the reason they do this is because the problem with anime content at the time when you're using visuals is you have to use shortened clips. You can't just put like episode 2 down on a timeline and let it play out. And so you put these smaller clips, and they don't want to do all that effort. That's too much effort for them. So they go and rip YouTube videos that already have made it cleared through copyright and all that, and they put it so they can make money. And it doesn't do well. Like this one has, I guess this one has 1,000 views, which isn't crazy, but oh, that's his subs. Oh yeah, they didn't do well. There was like 473. But it's interesting. I fucking hate those people. I'm sorry. The whole I'm using AI, I'm gonna steal and rip people's videos, which I'm not that worried about that, because like I'm using an anime's episode content. Like that's just how it is. So if they want to rip it, like go ahead. It's not my video anyway. I'm just using it for the good graces of whoever made Full Metal Alchemist. But yeah, I hate the AI voice. I hate that they just copy paste Wikipedia synopsis. That was my rant on that. That's why I made the Story of Blank series. Yeah, I'm glad you like the beard. Plot summaries are really boring. To bring things your own way is much better. See, that's what I try to do with the story videos. I try to talk more about the inner workings of the series and like breaking down why this happened, why are these characters doing this, all that kind of stuff, versus like, this is what happened, and then this happened, and then they did this. I try to stay away from that. Oh, they did? Oh, really? They made a exposure video on the AI people. Yeah, Sanskrit is Indian, not Middle Eastern. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I thought Sanskrit was used in a lot of like West Asia, and I thought that included Middle East, but I guess I'm wrong. What do they use in the Middle East? Is it something else? AI is becoming quite dangerous. Yeah, I mean, there's no stopping it at this point. Line of work as well in anime in general, like voice acting, drawing. Yeah, I don't think it'll replace humans, but I think it'll definitely, there'll be some people that try to replace like actual workers with it, and it just probably won't work. But we'll see. Time will tell how much we're affected by it. Huge Evangelion story and are always soothing. Well, Bonsai, I'm glad they're soothing for you. Thank you. All right, what was I gonna say? I was talking about some other stuff. Oh yeah. By the way, I don't know if you guys know, I made a story of Death Note, the story of Death Note, and that video got blocked completely from every single country in this great nation or great world called Earth. So what happened is the video, apparently, this is what happens most of the time with like videos that get blocked. The anime makes a recap movie, or like a big summary movie of the entire show. And if you show any of the clips from the anime, this has happened only to me, by the way, because I saw this other guy did an hour-long Death Note video recently, and he didn't have this issue. So I don't know if it was just because of the videos I chose, like the clips I chose, or what. Anyway, the Death Note video could not go live. It was absolutely dead in the water, and I was sad. Somebody came up with the bright idea on the post that I should just post like the audio. And so I'm gonna do that. So in January, you're gonna get that. You'll get the here, I'll show you. You'll get the audio for the Death Note video on January 4th, and then you'll get all the Attack on Titan videos later. If you are really interested in seeing the video part of the Death Note, and this is part of the reason I'm posting the audio, is to try to draw more attention, so that if somebody wants to see the whole video, you can go to Patreon and I was gonna make it $1. I couldn't. Patreon makes you do $3. That's the minimum, which kind of sucks, but you can purchase it for $3 if you want. Whoopsies. But I think this is a better choice overall. You can also just become a member for like a month for $5, and you get access to like other content besides the Death Note thing if you want that. No pressure if no one wants to do this. I'm not worried about it. But I just want to let you guys know that the Death Note video and like with all the visuals is on Patreon if you want to go watch it, and the whole like the full thing of the story of Attack on Titan, like the entire chapters and everything is all compiled in like an hour 50-minute video on here as well if you're interested in that. So don't worry if you guys don't want to do that, you don't want to be a Patreon member or anything like that. Just want to let you know that that stuff is on there if you're interested in doing that. You can also get like a discount on merchandise. It's 10%, so it's not that big, but I that's about as much as I could do for I take really little profit off of like the merch like this. I only get $5 for every like item. That's how I kind of price them. So if I do 10%, usually that avoids going negative. I just don't want to have to like deal with paying the company. So most of the time you get like $2 to $5 off, and usually that they'll take that away from me, and they'll keep their part of the profit. It's really weird, but that's just how the merch stuff works. Latin is a holy language. That it is. Sanskrit is a holy language. I didn't know that. That's actually cool. That makes sense though. Probably wrote their scriptures in that. DDLC, Doki Doki Literature Club. Love that. Great game. Are you reconsidering movie anime to make a retrospective content? Like anime movies as a whole? Because that would be interesting too. But yeah, like movies, like I'm gonna do a Ghost in the Shell, Akira, Jinno. I'm gonna do videos on each of those sometime in early 2025. Will just stick to anime or branch out? I want to branch out. I'm sticking to anime on this channel, at least for now, until I feel like going farther. But yeah, Cyberpunk, that'd be interesting. Especially, you know, the game sucked when it came out, but now it's good. But yeah, I'd like to expand to other content. I want to make sure this succeeds, and once this is stable, I can kind of branch out. I like other Japanese media. There's some great Japanese movies like Afterlife. If you guys ever want to watch a great retrospective movie on like life as a whole, Afterlife from Japan specifically is a great movie. What are my thoughts on Chainsaw Man? I've watched the anime. I've finished part 1 of the manga. I haven't read part 2. I've seen some stuff about part 2, but I haven't read it. I like it. It's fine. It's a shonen. It's kind of raunchy. That's kind of how shonens are usually. Yep, Ghost in the Shell. FLCL. Good show. Fate is with me. Yeah, no worries on the Patreon thing if you don't want to do it, you can't afford it. Don't do it if you can't afford Patreon. By the way, don't spend the money on it. It's not worth it. Man, the myth, the legend. Yes, I am live for the first time in probably months. I did a few in the summer, but that's the last time I was live. Thank you, Menzu, for the congratulations. My Christmas was great, Nicholas. Just family stuff. I had a lot of family stuff. My beard's itchy. That's when you know it's time to shave it. Yeah, I had my fiance's Christmas stuff too with her sides of her family, so it was a really busy week. I didn't really get to do much work, but you know, that's the holidays. Spend it with your family if you can. Most of your video binged most of them. I'm glad. I hope you liked them. I don't know how far you binged back. There's definitely once you get to the Evangelion and go back farther than that, there's a stark difference in my content approach. Gachi Akuta, Ichi the Witch, and the Witch Hat. I've never seen either of those. Cure 1997, amazing. If I haven't seen that, I'll look into that later too. But yeah, let's think. I had some other. You guys asked me some questions earlier, and I forgot what I was supposed to talk about now. I talked about you, but the Death Note stuff. Yeah. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Oh yeah. I'll be going live once a week. That was like my 2025 like new content thing I want to try out. I'll be going live on this channel once a week to kind of talk to you guys, like this, and we can talk about anime or whatever you guys want to talk about, or something that's not anime. So if you want to tell me, like, if you guys, the ones that are here right now, have any opinions on times and stuff, like what day or what time, and I'll try to make it work. Baguette, oh yeah, 3K, that was probably 2 years ago. Yeah, it's grown exponentially in the past year. It's been crazy. I haven't seen Look Back. Silent Voice is amazing. It is an amazing anime movie. Pull my nose. You look like a fitter Ethan Klein. Do I? I gotta look now. I feel like Ethan Klein and I do not look very similar. Maybe it's the beard. Damn, what do they do to him here? That is some Photoshop. Well, fuck, you're actually kind of right. Alright, I believe you. That's actually crazy. I didn't think we looked that similar. He's got the same damn eyebrows as me. I wonder if he's Polish. Or Eastern European. What is it, like genetics? What should I be looking up? Oh, he's Jewish? Ashkenate? What is that word? Let me out here. Yeah, he is Eastern European. Alright, that makes sense. My dad's side is mostly Polish, so that would make sense why we look quite similar. Was there Evangelion as a whole? It's good. I wouldn't say it's the best though, but it's a really, really good show. It does have a lot of. I've thought about doing a new series where I kind of do a what is it? A documentary of shows or like directors and like their life, but for shows like the making of Evangelion and how many fucking problems they had trying to get that show greenlit, trying to get enough money to finish the show and not getting enough money, and then getting a massive budget for End of Evangelion and being able to do what they wanted, and how that's why there was the whole thing of different endings, and basically they retconned the original ending because they're just like, yeah, we got to do our actual ending. But some people say as well, I have to look into this. I've heard that Anno wanted to make End of Evangelion. I've heard Anno preferred the ending of the actual series that they did in the end in the Neon Genesis show, and that he liked the happy ending. And he's also not liked either of them because he made Rebuild. So it's weird. It's a very weird production. Making sense of why you have smooth skin, Polish indeed. My skin's not that smooth. It's got some issues. It's got some dryness. I'm in the Midwest, where the fucking air is dry as hell in the winter, so I'm battling that. I've seen Princess Mononoke. Great Studio Ghibli. All Studio Ghibli movies are great. Red Line. The Atomic. I haven't seen Red Line. I had something else to say. Let's see. Talked about that. I told you guys I was going live more often. Yeah. Yeah. How long has it been? An hour? That was pretty good. You guys have anything you want to talk about? Japan. Have you seen Japan Sinks? Kind of. I mean, I've been to Japan. I know what sinks look like. Oh, you mean the book? Is there a movie on this? Oh, there is. The mini-series. This is on Netflix. I haven't seen this. I didn't know this was an actual thing. Huh. No, I haven't. Is it good? End of Evangelion is canon ending. I like the despair too. I mean, the way I see it, and I've said this in the video of Rebuild. Yeah, another movie. Yeah. I think End of Evangelion is a good ending, and I think it's a true ending. I think Rebuild's ending is the true ending as well. Depends where you want to look at it and how you want to look at it, because the whole idea that Rebuild introduced is that there are a bunch of timelines, a bunch of things that have always happened. The manga's its own timeline. The show's its own timeline. And all of it's Kaoru trying to make Shinji happy, and that's the whole idea of Rebuild. Which is a little ridiculous, but it, you know, it's like fun to watch. The biggest problem they probably had is it sounded like they wanted to make Kaoru a more fleshed out character, but they just ran out of budget and they didn't have time. They didn't have enough episodes left, like greenlit, like slated to come out, so their show got rushed at the end, and it really screwed up what they wanted to do. So Rebuild was trying to do something else with the content and flesh out some of the characters they wanted to. So when people don't like Rebuild, I think it's great. Just gotta kind of look at it differently than you did with Neon Genesis. I have not watched Blue-Eyed Samurai. Is that one of the Netflix shows? Is this made by Netflix? It is. Yeah, I saw like the trailer for it. See, the issue I have with Netflix doing anime, and I would like to speak with them about this if they would ever speak to me about it. I want to know what direction they're trying to do with this, because it really feels like they're trying to Americanize anime versus bring anime to America. Instead of trying to be like, okay, Westerners, let's try to make an anime. And being respectful to how anime is developed in Japan, they've kind of just brought their own, I don't know, like shit to it. I haven't seen this, so I'm not talking necessarily about Blue-Eyed Samurai. It could be good, but earlier on, when Netflix first started making the anime, they didn't put the time and money and budget into anything, and so most of it didn't come out well, like animation-wise. The stories were okay. Like Yasuke is a good example of, like, I don't know why they decided to do that about the one black, like Yasuke was not a samurai, I'm pretty sure. I think I read this right. He was a soldier, because it's really complicated to become a samurai in Japan. If you guys ever look into it, it's like being born a king. You have to be born into a lineage. He was a samurai soldier, and I think it would be really interesting if they did an anime on him, a true one. I don't know why they went the mech route, like with the Netflix show. Kind of ruined it for me, because I was like kind of excited, because I'm like, oh, this is a new angle, and kind of like, I don't know, the animation wasn't great. Used a lot of CGI, and yeah, there was robots. Like, can't just do like a timepiece, like a period piece. Oh well, maybe next time. And there's an Assassin's Creed game coming out. That's interesting. I don't even know what to think about that. I don't play Assassin's Creed anymore. I stopped playing after Black Flag or Origins. I played Origins. That was like that co-op one. It was pretty eh. That was in like middle school. That was middle school that came out. Bleach took their time with Thousand Year Blood War. They did. Yeah. Yeah, Evangelion is multiverse endings. Boogie Pop Season 2. No, I don't even know what that is. Watch Hamuguchi. Okay. I've heard about Monster. The Japanese film Monster. Yeah. Blue-Eyed Samurai games. Yeah. Netflix anime is interesting. I think they're on some kind of road towards something better, but it took them a while. I made a video once about Netflix anime sucking. Just didn't put the money into it. Edge Runners was, yeah, a great success. That was a good step in the right direction. And you know what they did? They gave a studio a bunch of money, Japanese studio, and let them at it. What do you think of Harlock and Vampire Hunter? Haven't seen it. Will you ever do a video on Boogie Pop Phantom? Maybe. I've heard about it from somebody else one day in comments. Maybe. Love, Death, and Robots. That is actually a good like animation work from Netflix. Very interesting. I watched the first 2 volumes, I think. I didn't even know they had 2 other ones. But yeah, Netflix anime. I could do another video on that and talk about. I'd have to watch Netflix anime, which is kind of not what I want to do because I've been ruined about it before. I've tried, man. I've tried so many series from them. Because I'll be honest with you guys. We're gonna be truthful here. I haven't watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I haven't done it. You know why? It's not because I think the show would be bad. I know it will be good. Yes, because of things like Records of Ragnarok. I have seen Records of Ragnarok. I have seen this one like high-rise thing with people in masks. I've seen just a ton of shit. And they fucking ruined Baki. Like Baki is a great manga, and they ruined it because they don't give it enough budget. And there's just so many IPs that I think they fucking ruin because they don't give it money. They take the time and effort to buy an IP and then they don't fucking use it properly. It's so stupid. So yeah, I need to watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I just wish, you know, maybe they're better now. I just gave up a long time ago on Netflix and their anime stuff. But, it's 9 episodes. I gotta just watch it. Studio Trigger, especially Kill La Kill. Yeah, Kill La Kill's good. Yeah. I've referenced the slideshow fight in Records of Ragnarok before. I remember I posted like a short video of the section I talked about on like TikTok, and people were defending the slideshow. It wasn't that bad. Oh, it's not a big deal. I'm like, dude, you're watching an anime. It's animation. It's got to be good. You can't, like, you might as well just read. You might as well read the manga. It's better. It looks better too. It was crazy. I can't believe that somebody approved them to do that slideshow shit. And there are shows like Uzumaki had a scene where the guy falls down the well and he's a fucking still image. It's so stupid. I can't fucking believe it. That pissed me off. That's why I made that video on Uzumaki, by the way. Because it's not like it really needed a story video and like all that stuff, but because they fucking ruined that show. And so I was like, I gotta make a video to give this like show some, you know, good adaptation. And so I wanted to narrate the manga, and I used some of the anime as well. Turner East tried to copyright block it, but they let it go. So hats off to them for letting it be uploaded to YouTube. Dr. Stone, haven't watched it. I'll be honest with you, I haven't. I like shonens. I like unique shonens, and Dr. Stone is unique, but it just felt too much like the other shonens I've watched, like premise wise. So I like the whole big fight against the big evils and different bad guys. It's just too standard, I guess, for me. I don't like seek out shonen. I usually like if one's really good, like someone's Attack on Titan's really good, so I watched it when I was younger. Jujutsu Kaisen's really good, watched that. Demon Slayer's really good, watched it. So Dr. Stone, probably should watch it. I don't know. Seven Deadly Sins. My friend's favorite anime is Seven Deadly Sins, and he got brutalized with the later stuff. So yeah, he's really sad about that. Lost all their money after the first episode. I don't know what show you're talking about because I got lost. Oh, Uzumaki. He did. They put all their money in the first one. I've watched Frieren. Yeah, it's one of the best fantasy things. I think I said that earlier. I haven't watched Apothecary Diaries. One of my friends is watching that. He's told me it's really good, so I've thought about watching it though. Maybe I'll pull the trigger. Oh yeah. I'm gonna show you. I was talking about. Yes. Okay. When I upload videos and they go live and you get comments, I always see these comments about my pronunciations of words, and I want to clear the air on that. Um, yeah, I do pronounce things wrong, especially like foreign language words. I know Japanese words, so like that, those are usually okay. Sometimes I butcher the pronunciations, but there's also like German words like a monster, like Munich. I think is that's how you pronounce the town. Um, but maybe I pronounced it wrong, or maybe people think I should have pronounced it more German-like. Um, I I get so many comments about my pronunciations. It's crazy. If my favorite one is I say escape. That is how I say it. I grew up in the Midwest. I am in the Midwest. I pronounce it escape or escape, not escape. But yeah, I do know that is the I'm pronouncing it wrong technically. I just don't care. And then what was another one? There's another one. Oh yeah, I've said coup d'état. I've said coup before. That is a complete miss on my part. But I'm editing away, and I hear myself say coop or something, and I'll just be like, yeah, I'll just let it go. I don't want to record that part again. And sometimes like I'm surprised people haven't caught this one. It kind of confused people actually on the Full Metal Alchemist video with like Envy's gender is pretty uh it's not it's ambiguous. They don't really say it. And I think he is a he in lore. And I technically I think I said she once or something by accident. I do that sometimes. I mix up the pronouns. I say like she or he when I'm supposed to say the other one. So that's another big mistake on pronunciations. But yeah, I apologize in advance for my bad pronunciations. I try to do my best though. Munich. Munich. Oh, that makes more sense. I think is yeah, okay. You're from England. We'll see you're closer to them. I'm in America, so like me and like a few other people might be saying Munich in a day. Probably it. It's crazy sometimes here, dude. Like people don't know in America, some people just don't know about the outside world. I'm going my fiance and I are getting married next year and I'm going to Japan for our honeymoon. And there's been people that think Japan's like a third world country. Like, can you drink the water there? And I just like look at them. I'm like, huh? In some ways, it's a better place than America, and they just this does not compute for them. It is very interesting to see how some people just don't understand what's going on in the rest of the world. It's pretty crazy, and it's not like just to say like it's just America. Like that's every country. People that have no clue what's going on. Coachella, that's another one by the way. I know it's the cochlea. I don't know why. I don't know why for the life of me I said Coachella, but I did. I think it's part of it's because like ever since I was a kid, when I read things, I just like glance over them and make up a word for it. Like aloe vera. I used to say aloe vera. Um, I don't know why. I just do it, and it bled over into my adulthood. Like, um, say I for medical stuff. I usually make up some butchery ass pronunciation just because it doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna say this that often, and then I'll say it to somebody, and they'll be like, "What the fuck are you saying?" Oh, my bad. Yeah, aloe vera is pretty. I don't know. I still say it. I know it's aloe vera. I still say aloe vera. It just rolls off the tongue for me. Isn't yeah? Envy is technically they them, but they have confirmed that it's technically he. Like that is the assumption. So like some people use he or use they. You don't use she though. That's what I read at least, and I think I messed that up. Thank you. I'm glad I hit 100k. J50B. I'd like to show you one of my animations. Maybe a different time. Like you just say something like how it's spelled. It's an actual. Oh yeah. Yeah, like try to say how it's spelled. That's English for you. Yes, yeah. That's what I run into. Or sometimes I don't read the word. Like how do I go from cochlea to Coachella? Making up shit. That's really how that works. Yeah. Let's see. Got anything else we want to talk about, lads? Oh yeah. So I have a second channel. Here's the thing. So I'll stream like once a week on here. I have a second channel with other shit on it. I have a Twitch. Should I stream on the Twitch or should I stream on the second channel? If I want to play a game like Yakuza. What if I played Yakuza on live stream? Should it go on YouTube on the second channel or should it go on Twitch? I'm curious what you guys think because that's how I will decide do with that. So yeah. If there's any Western anime shows that could rival the complexity of some anime. I don't know. Western animation is a weird market because most of it is Family Guy kind of shows. So like, or South Park. South Park I think is better than Family Guy. But yeah, just like joke shows, like adult joke animations. I thought these are kid shows, but they're really good, or teen shows. Regular Show and Adventure Time are really fucking good. But there hasn't really been, at least in my finding, something to that extent, like that good. Because yeah, we just like in America, there's not like a big market for making adult animation, like good adult animation. No, the stuff like the Family Guy shit will always get funded. But that's just kind of like humor, push off humor. I don't know what the word for it is. They're kind of like South Park. I think is better with it because it comments on Western society, like current stuff. Family Guy does it sometimes too, but it's more of like a pitch room of what do we do? Like what's some storyline we can come. And I think it's okay. I don't think it's great. Definitely not like a complex narrative. Like everybody's like super involved in following it. But Twitch second channel, different opinions here on that. Obvious. That's gonna happen. We'll see. Maybe I'll put out a poll, find out. Why does W sound like W? A sound like ah. A. I don't know. Great question. At kindergarten, when in your kindergarten, you learn like how to pronounce the alphabet and stuff. What a fucking confusion. I remember that too well. Get 200K this year. Yeah. Maybe I think I might. Next year, 2025, I'll probably get at least 200K, maybe more. There's a hope, there's a dream, there's a passion. Beyond comic books like Saga, kill 6 billion demons. I haven't heard of those. I'll look into those. Gravity Falls was good. I remember that. But again, that's like it's marketed towards teens or kids, and it's always like shonen's like that, but like seinen shows, those are marketed towards adults or young adults, I guess. But yeah, I don't really see that often in America with like Western animation. I don't really do that often. Initial D. Do they drive it? Is that what they drive? Toyota Supras? I always thought it was a Honda. Oh, that does look like their cars. Is the other one a Civic? Is it like a shitbox Civic? What would this be? It must be a Supra though. That is a Supra. An old Supra, right? I don't know why I thought they drove a Honda. Hondas, by the way, look old Hondas look cool as shit. Mononoke Phantom Rain. Yeah, I'll look that up later. I'll look into that. Dandadan. Yeah. I don't know what I would do with a video on Dandadan though. Like, it's an amazing show. It was probably my favorite shonen this year, but I don't know what I'd do with it. What manga am I reading? I'm reading Goodnight Poon Poon. Also reading. So I got Berserk. I'm gonna do a video on Berserk because I'm being told to do one, so I gotta read it. But I got a volume of Berserk here. I buy Japanese, like in Japanese manga, because it kind of helps my studies, so I can like learn more, and I can get the context and plot through. So at this point, it's just better. It's like killing two birds with one stone. So I'm researching for a video, and I'm also practicing Japanese, so it kind of works for both. And I would like to move to Japan, so in the future we'll have to see how this pans out. YouTube pans out. We'll have to see on that. Have I read Bibliomania? No, I haven't. I don't even know what that is. I'll look that up later. Berserk is still ongoing. Yeah, did they start again? Because the mangaka died, which is sad. He had health issues, but I know his assistants and everyone were going to continue his work, and he left like narrative behind to kind of tell them where to go with the story. But yeah, I know it's ongoing. I wanted to do a video of up to this point because it's really long, and they probably won't do an anime on the show again, and if they do, it'll be a long time from now. I will be doing one on Poon Poon. I've been planning that since the summer, but I took a break from reading it because it is fucking depressing. So I'll pick it up again. Would you recommend the original Hunter x Hunter or the remake? It's kind of like FMA. I would recommend the newer one. But the older one, like if you like that art style, you might want to watch that instead. With Brotherhood, it's different. Like Hunter x Hunter, they both kind of follow the story of the manga. With Full Metal Alchemist, the Brotherhood is the one to go with because of it follows the actual plot. The original FMA isn't bad by any means. The story isn't bad. It's just not, what the author would want to do with the story. So it's kind of, they both got charm. I guess that's how I would put it. Yeah, Berserk's been going for a long fucking time. It'll take forever. That guy worked slow, by the way, on the mangaka. He also had health issues, so that's part of the reason he worked slow. I'm gonna hit you with this, guys. The Deku McDonald's meme. I do like the Deku McDonald's meme. I haven't watched My Hero Academia all the way through. I've watched parts of it when other people are watching it. I've never watched it myself. I'm sorry. I have it on my planning list, but I just didn't because the fan base, like the cringe fan base that everyone makes fun of, it just gave me the ick, and I just never touched the show. But I know it's a good show, and I want to watch it. But yeah, I gotta get to it. They did shut down the fan animation, and I'm kind of pissed about that, because it's like, if you're not gonna fucking do it yourself, let somebody else do it. Let them do it. It's a fan animation. Nobody's taking away your steam. It's like when Pokemon sued Power World and they lost, and I'm glad they lost. I wish the fan animation like Power World could have kept going. It's like, if you're gonna do a shit job yourself, or just not do it at all, like you did a shit job with the Berserk CGI shit, then fuck off. Don't sue people because they're actually giving the art like it's actual what it should have, like all the time, all the effort. It's so stupid. I could go on for days about like copyright law, and like Japan is different than here. They're relatively the same. Fair use doesn't exist in Japan. It's a little different. Like they have the rights, like, oh, commentary people can use clips and stuff, but it also really heavily is on the good graces of companies to decide whether or not they're okay with stuff. So that It's really a lot about, dude, does this animation studio want me to use their stuff? Because like production IG likes to copyright stuff here. They normally they don't block it like from being viewed, which is nice. But the Nippon Television Corp, yeah, the corporation, they do not like you. They do not want you to be putting their stuff on YouTube. So they'll block it. They don't always. It depends how much you use, I guess, and depends what clips you use. It's like very specific. And there's no guidelines for this stuff, so you're in the dark and you just gotta hope. So, yeah, like Nippon didn't want the Death Note video to go live, so I had to just post the audio for that. How do you make time for health in the gym? I make it a priority. That's how I do it. So I live on campus, like on the campus town with my college, and they have a gym here. It's closed right now, which sucks, but I was really into running in high school, so I still like running, and then I started weightlifting in college. The gym is free if you're a student. You already pay for it, tuition, so it's not free, but yeah, I started doing that, and I just do that 5 times a week. And yeah, I say this about everything, because like I struggle to get time in to do Japanese, but that's also me not making time for it. So I'm at fault. It's not that I don't have time. I could relocate time from, maybe I play a game an hour before I go to bed or whatever, or watch anime just for the hell of it, and not for like doing this as a job. Or maybe I just doom scroll on my phone or something. I could replace that at any point with doing some Japanese. And you know, not everyone has that. Like, you have only so much time in a day. Not everybody has time they're able to shift around to different things, but you can try your best to do that. So yeah, I mean, I make it a priority to like work out and stuff, because it makes me function well. Some people don't have that priority, and it's fine, but yeah, I mean, I think it's beneficial, and make it a priority. Perfect Blue is a great movie, yeah. It is, yeah. Oh, don't worry, it was my fault. The Perfect Blue video got flagged because I talked about the naughty stuff, like sexual assault stuff, and I didn't pull, like I think it's good to talk about it, right? Like, get in the open, like this is an actual problem, or like in that case it was acting. They were acting out that thing, but it still carries trauma, and I thought it was a really interesting way of doing it. It was like, there are movies and stuff, and people have to act like they're getting assaulted like that. And I thought that was really important to talk about. But YouTube doesn't like that. They don't want, you know, they'll let Logan Paul film somebody getting like hanging in a forest, and they won't flag that video for weeks until there's people bitching at him for it. But they will flag somebody trying to bring awareness to an actual issue in life, or how people feel about it, or how it affects people, even if it's just an actor going through what it is. And I think it's ridiculous that they flagged that as mature content. It is mature content, but I don't think you should gatekeep people. Like, even if you're under 18, I think it's important you know about this stuff, because this stuff happens to people that's under 18, and I don't know why, you know, it's mostly Western, I think, Western beliefs try to like shield your child until they're 20, and they don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, because they don't know anything about real life. They don't know the dangers and stuff. And I think that's ridiculous to try to shield people from, you know, actual problems in the world. Makes people unaware of what the real world's like. So yeah, it's not your fault. If I wanted to get that video not like marked for mature, the Perfect Blue video, I shouldn't have talked about that stuff. Should have glossed over it, I guess, which is what they would have wanted me to do. Where's my channel name come from? Let's see. Sorry, I'm reading. Yeah, fans should be able to do what they want. I do like sports. I like basketball a lot. I haven't played basketball for a while because I hurt my foot. Apparently I have an extra bone in my foot, accessory bone. So I've had to like ease back into like running and stuff. I only could bike for a while. But yeah, basketball's fun to play. So is volleyball. I've been watching more football because one of the colleges near me is good, and it's where my brother goes, so kind of got me into it. Okay, but yeah, yeah, I tried to make a unique name. So Sock Sensei comes from the fact, so my last name's Sokolowski. It's Polish. It's S-O-C-K are the first 3 letters. And my dad's nickname has always been Sock, S-O-K, but they call him Sock. And so I just took that and made it Sock, like the actual sock, because then it's kind of a cool, like, fun mascot. And yeah, then I gave him the hat, and like, I don't mean this like to be offensive, because some people find the the rice farmer hat to be, I think it's rice farmers wear this, to be offensive. I never meant it that way. I just think it looks cool, like the Sensei Wu from Ninjago, Lego Ninjago. That's where it got called to my mind. So that's why I put the hat onto the sock puppet, and I think it looks kind of cool. It's kind of a unique logo. I don't know, it kind of just happened and it worked. Classes am I taking for college? Next semester, sorry. Most of it's like blow off shit. Like I have to do a bunch of gen eds for my degree. Like I'm taking history of Latin art, which is like interesting, but it doesn't really apply to like my everyday life. But anyway, that's kind of interesting. Mostly about Mexican art. But also like they talk about South American art too, which is interesting that's not Latin America anymore. But whatever. They're both cool. And then I had some like, one's like a digital art class, one's a coding class. Most of it's stuff that I don't really do, like with YouTube, but I put it off because I didn't really want to take it yet. But yeah, now I have to take it. I haven't watched Withering Waves. Gacha game. Yeah, I haven't played that. I play a lot of Mahjong. You know that Ricci City ad I did for Steins Gate Zero? I do play that game. That wasn't like a shell, I guess. I didn't just take the money and run with it. I actually do play that game. I'm a big fan of Mahjong. I've wanted to, maybe one day when I'm bigger, I want to make a Mahjong like talk show and have people on and play Mahjong with me. And like Ludwig. Obviously I'm not at a point where Ludwig would want to be on my talk show that we play Mahjong on, but I feel like that'd be a interesting series. I don't like podcast. I do like podcasts. How about this? I don't think anybody else should be making podcasts anymore. I think people should make interesting talk shows or something. Like if you want to go talk to a camera and stuff with other people, Livestream's good for that. But if you're gonna make like a podcast thing, I would say think about making a talk show instead, and giving it like a unique premise. Like I play Mahjong with people, no one else is doing it, I don't think. I haven't looked into it, but I don't think anybody else is playing Mahjong with people. And just like chatting with them, getting to know them, and sharing, I think that's interesting. It's like Brittany Broski. I don't watch her. I think her content's good though. But my fiance likes her stuff, and I think her like royal court stuff, that's really interesting. That's how you should do a talk show. You should go the podcast route. There's too many. There's a lot of shitters. A lot of shitter podcasts. Yeah, I don't know. Podcasts are an interesting realm right now. How old am I? I'm 22, so I'm not that old. I'm old, but not that old. That's how I always say it. Yeah, Changes of the World. Yep, about the Perfect Blue stuff. Love Ninjago. Yep, Nicholas. I used to watch it as a kid all the fucking time. It's such a great show. Mo, thank you for congratulating me on the 100K. Yeah, I agree. Clear and simple mascots are the way to go, I think. That's why I did like the kind of like an outline. It's not very detailed sock puppet with the hat on, but it definitely is unique, and everybody, you see it and you're like, oh yeah, that's the Sock Sensei. Never got the appeal of podcasts. Yeah, like back in the day, there weren't as many podcasts and people wanted to listen to people talk about stuff, and so that was cool. And because they've been around forever, it's just that making content's become easier, and so everybody really flocks to trying to make content, because everybody, like, I think anybody can make content. Like, whether or not the content, how successful it will be commercially or just in general, is debatable. But I think anybody can make content. And the thing though with that is a lot of people are gravitating towards content that's easy to make. And it's not necessarily out of the fact, like, I want to make shorts. Some people want to make shorts, and that's cool. That's fine. I don't like shorts. I hate shorts. That doesn't mean I don't watch them, because I do. It's fucking addicting. But like, I don't like making shorts, so I rarely make shorts, and they don't really, my content's not made for them. If I ever found a series that was like, oh, this would work for shorts, maybe I'd do it. But yeah, some people like to make short content, and that's fine. But some people make short content because they're like trying to gamify it or like cheat the system. They're after making profit, and short content is so easy to make, and it's so easy to get so many views on it and so many like subscribers or followers if you're willing to do not what you want to do necessarily. Like, if you see somebody playing with slime, you're like, that does really well, I'm gonna do exactly that. And that's fine if you want to do that, but like, a lot of people do it just to get views, just to get content. It's not about enjoyment or like, I want to share something with people. That's what I see an issue with on that's what's happening with podcasts. It's an easy form of content to make, and a lot of people gravitate towards it, especially people that have a lot of opinions, and they're not always, the smartest bunch. They just are like, I'm going to talk about my opinion and be very egotistical about it, I guess. I think a lot of people gravitate towards podcasts because it makes them feel like their opinion is valid because they're speaking into a microphone. I have a belief that nobody's opinion's more valuable than another's. So like, I don't think what the president of the United States says is any more important than Joe Schmo in a town in Maine, like Silent Hill. I don't know. I'm thinking of towns in Maine, and Silent Hill came to mind, even though it's a fake town. But anyway, I don't think anybody's more important than the next person. It doesn't matter your class or where you're at. That's very contradicting to Japan's society, by the way, which is interesting. That I love Japan. Yeah, I don't agree with everything about their society, but they're a very base, like, oh, older people are higher than younger people, like on the class scale or like social scale. I don't really care about the social scale. I think it's bullshit. It's like, I don't want people to feel like, subscribers matter. Like, I don't, like, you and I, all of you guys watching are just as important in life and equal to me. It doesn't matter what my status is, like as a YouTuber. It's like, I don't think Ludwig's any different than I am, or you. Like anyone, I think we're all just the same. We're all people. So I think, yeah, sometimes people on podcasts, I hate when they fucking, talk out their ass and act like they're better than people because they think a certain way, and that sometimes comes off. I don't know how I went from podcasts being just like a form of content people used to, it's easy to make, and now I'm talking about like some philosophical shit. I went on a rant there, my bad. Human beings trying to have connections, that could be another, there's a lot of ways you could go and like try to, because everybody's different. It's not like every person that starts a podcast is the same, desire in mind of why they're making it. Yes, some people might just want connection, other people to hear their voice, listen to them. Podcasts here in the UK are an epidemic. Yeah, I've heard a lot of European YouTubers make more jokes about podcasts being out of hand. There are a lot of people doing it in America too, but I think America's gone more towards making short content. Like, everyone makes short content. That's what I've seen at least. Good Mythical Morning. That's kind of like a talk show. That's what I was talking about. Like, I think do they consider themselves a podcast? Because they're really good. I mean, they sit on the show and they talk. That's pretty much it. But I think they do it in a really unique way. That's what I'm saying. I think if you're gonna try to do some content where you just talk, you might as well do it in a unique way. Obviously, with like this, like I'm not doing anything unique. I'm just talking to you guys. And I like this kind of content, especially if you like the creator and you want to talk to them, or chat with them. I think this is what this is good for. I think live streams are what it's good for. I don't know why podcasts are so popular when live streaming's a thing, because I can listen to somebody, right? Let's say Ludwig has a podcast, The Yard. If I wanted to chat with Ludwig or hear what he has to think, wouldn't I go to his live stream instead? Part of the draw to his podcast, though, is the people he's with. So I'm not a big fan of The Yard, but I can see the appeal is, hearing a group of friends talk to each other like that. So maybe that's it. I don't know. Everything's different. Back in the day, you had to make and edit your own videos, but now you've got Mr. Beast and his hundreds of editors. Oh yeah, Mr. Beast is a corporation now. He's not really like a creator. He's a business, and he has a business platform on YouTube. And we could talk about for days his Amazon show. Maybe we'll talk about that later. But yeah, he has a ton of editors. Like, I don't have an editor. I edit all my stuff myself. Except sometimes my roommate helps me out and I pay him. He's kind of like a freelancer, so I'll have him work on stuff with me sometimes if I need an extra hand, like don't have time. Crunch hour. Any chance of sneak peek of the topics coming up? Yeah, I can show you real quick. I mentioned this before. It's kind of like the surprise I was hinting at in the post I made. So you'll get January is a big month. You're going to get a bunch of content every week. You'll get a video. And part of that's because of some copyright issues you can see here. And I had to break these up. This used to be one video. But I think, this is like a celebration. I think it should all come out at once. As you can see, I've worked ahead. I am going to Japan in July for 3 weeks with my soon-to-be wife. So I'm trying to get a month ahead so that when I'm there, I can just, record some like nice content, not nice content, just videos. And I want to make like a little compilation of our travels in Japan. But yeah, that won't be here. I probably will post that on the second channel since it's not anime. But I want videos coming out when I'm gone. I don't want you guys to be without content. So anyway, the story of Death Note. This is just audio. The video had copyright issues and everything. It's on Patreon if you want that, but you have to be a member. Sorry, but it was just, how it made the time worth it. So anyway, the audio's here. It'll be uploaded. Everyone can listen to it. And it's just this image for the visual, and it just kind of silently. And while the audio and music goes over. Lore of Attack on Titan goes everything from, the inception when Ymir got her powers to the Fall of Shinganshina. Chapter 1 covers season 1 and 2, chapter 2 season 3, and the final chapter is entire season 4. I think these are really good videos. I'm excited for you guys to see it. This is a small video I made. You guys will see it in February, and that's it. And Lore of Evangelion is coming out in February too. So that's what I'm working on right now. So I'm working on what's coming out in February right now. So yeah. A lot of people do listen to my content, like just listening, which is fine. I have no problem with that. You guys can do whatever you want. If you want to just listen, you can do that. If you the visuals and watch that, that's what that's there for too. I don't believe in telling people how to watch content. Everybody has a different way of doing it. I played D&D. I used to play in high school a lot. Thanks for bringing those memories back. That was a good time. It was like a wizard. His name was Ralphie, and it's like half demon or something. I don't remember the whole spiel with that, but it was a lot of fun. Dungeons and Dragons is really fun. Thank you, Ahmed. I'm glad you like my content. Yeah, and good night. Yeah, I'll stream once a week. starting now. I just gotta figure out a date for everything. Like what day works best for everyone. I've been to Japan before. This is an unlisted video now, but I was there for a week. I had some like mental problems, like not like severe, but like anxiety, like, panic stuff. When I got there, because I was just having a hard time adapting. I was gonna go there for school for a whole semester, and I believe in being transparent, so I'll just say it. So I was there for like nearly a week, and then I came back because I just couldn't adapt. But I loved it there. It was just it just wasn't the time, and it did bounce out. My grandma had like a lot of health issues. And if I did stay and I didn't leave where I was, I would have been like stuck there. I basically made my decision like it was either sink or swim. Like I gotta go now or I gotta finish the semester here. So I decided to go back, and it timed out because my grandma was having a lot of health issues. She hasn't been the same since. So I had like Thanksgiving was before anything happened to her. And so it was like the last time she was fully there. And so I got to see her one last time before that kind of went downhill, which was nice. And so it's kind of like fate played out, and I had that. And I was also really worried because I wasn't making money yet here. I had barely any money. So I was worried about that, which I'm not too worried about that. I wasn't too worried about that. That wasn't the biggest issue. And I was really worried about how I was going to make content. Because I hadn't had a break yet. I hadn't got a lot of followers or views yet, so I was worried for, I would be spending 6 months here, and it would have been amazing. I would have loved it, but I also wouldn't be able to do these videos at that time, and that would be a lot of time wasted. Not in like, it wouldn't have been time wasted in the whole bigger picture, but it would have been time wasted for YouTube specifically, and so I'd be sacrificing that. And one of the biggest things, if you guys ever want to like do content or stuff like this, is it takes sacrifices, and you have to sacrifice stuff to do it. And it's not a bad thing if you can't do that. Like if I stayed in Japan, I'm sure it would have been amazing. But I just had a hard time letting go of not doing content, because then I probably wouldn't have got to where I was. And if I didn't have that experience of going in the first place and having a lot of issues adapting, I wouldn't have, done what I would have done and got to this point. So it all works out. It sucked that I wasn't able to do it at the time, like go to school there. But if it happens, it happens. As Spike Spiegel says, whatever happens, happens. So I like where I'm at, and yeah, I'm going back, so I'm not too worried. I really do like it in Japan. Really beautiful place. The second channel, it's at the bottom of this channel. It's called Sock, S-O-C-K. It's just without the Sensei. On there, if you guys haven't seen, I did go on a road trip this summer. I went to VidCon. And I went there, and we traveled. We were from the Midwest, crossed to the West, and that's a fucking long journey. And it just kind of marks our travels. It was our first attempt at filming like something on the go, and it was a very much learning experience. The audio is fine. It's just not always the best, and we only had one camera, and it was a GoPro. So there's stuff I would do differently about it, but I think it's a fun watch. I did half the videos. If you go on the playlist, I did half the videos, and my roommate edited the other ones. He did it for his channel. So they're different styles of content, going back and forth, because we did. I started a day. Oh, I'm sorry. I just burped. I started the first day, then he did the second day. I did the third day, and on and on. If you do watch it though, you will see me get spanked in a heart attack grill in Las Vegas. So yeah, there's some good content on there. Some good clip farming if you're into that. I went 10 years ago. 10. There goes my Midwest accent. 10 years ago for a month. Changed my life. Had a panic attack when I landed. I think I wouldn't be able to feed myself. Yeah, it sounds like you had a similar experience. My dad's cousin, so my second cousin, he went to Japan. He had problems adapting, but he stayed. And I know if I just fought through it, I could have stayed, but I was having a lot of. I've always been driven to do YouTube content, and for better or for worse, and I've always put it first because I know if I wanted to succeed on this platform, I would have to put in a crazy amount of time. I was just worried I wouldn't have been able to do that. And you know, I sacrificed that experience of going to school in Japan, and I really wanted to experience that, but it just wasn't in the cards, I guess. You know, it's not like I don't regret. I regret it, but I don't like. It's not like I regret. I wish I did this differently. I don't wish I did anything differently. I just regret that I couldn't do it. I couldn't do both, I guess is the word for it. But yeah, I'm glad that you fought through it. Good for you. Really good for you, because that you really, when you get through like panic attacks and you get to a good safe spot and like your mental state to handle those things, it's a really big positive. You know, for just life. Goat himself. Oh, Sock inspired. Saki Rattles. Fucking great name. Hey, yeah, you're welcome. Go Fire by far is some of the best I've seen in a long time. I'm glad people think that, because I don't really think it's that unique, like personally, but it is a different approach than a lot of like anime creators did. Like when I started, I did what others did, which is like really loud and like fucking cuts all the time and memes inserted in. And I was just like, yeah, I like this kind of content, but I wanted to do something a little different. So I did the more philosophical approach, and it worked. So I think it's a little different. I guess that is true. Yeah, thank you, Saki. Bleach fans will be the last. Praying we get Hell Arc announced. They continue Burn the Witch. Okay. Nicholas. Yeah, Ryan did survive, Nicholas. You're right. Yeah, I've seen your comments on that. I know you've watched it. It was fucking. It was a good series. It was all right. Japan ski trip. Yeah. I've seen people ski in Japan. It looks like a nice place to ski. I don't know if I'll be. We're going in the summer. It'll be fucking hot as hell. But it won't be that much different. We're on the same equator line as like mainland Japan, so it'll basically be the weather we have here, but with ocean. Just anything better than Midwest in the summer. It's so bad here. It's so humid. It'll be humid in Japan, I know, but yeah, you're at least in your Japan. It's like that meme where it's like mountain in Japan. That meme. Ironically, that is how I feel. Don't downplay yourself. Well, my bad. I don't mean to like. I'm not like trying to shit the bed on myself, like throw myself under the bus. I'm glad you guys think I'm unique. Means I'm doing something right. It's like lo-fi anime YouTube content. That is a cool comparison. I'm not. I like that. That's a good word for it. Yeah, I try to make it a little more mellow. Cause the reason I started doing that, making it more mellow, is because I just felt so I've been like this since I've been younger. When something's super popular, I don't necessarily hate it, because like I like Chaplin Roan or like, you know, pop stars. I don't like all of them, and I don't like all their music, but I still like them. But I'm more critical, or like Mr. Beast. Like I don't like that kind of content necessarily. I can see the appeal of it and all that, but I didn't want to do that. So I was trying to be like an antonym to the very fast-paced, in-your-face, like treating people, what's the word, like their numbers and stuff, because that's how Mr. Beast works. That's how he does so well. It's treating you like a machine. You're a machine, and I'm going to farm view duration time with you. That's what his content's built for. It's not about enjoyment or about making a perfect art piece, you know? He doesn't make his videos and go like, this is a work of art, I feel. The greatest thing anybody will ever watch. He's not making a movie. He could, technically, it's just not his style of content. But yeah, he's worried about how's this view duration thing look like? I'll show you mine, because I don't think it's bad. It's considered, I think, fairly normal, but it kind of depends on each video and how well it's doing. But it's not to where Mr. Beast would want to. What is it, Chaplain Roan? Chaplain Roan, isn't that her name? She's a pop star in America. Yeah, here. So it's 33% here is the view duration on like this hour 20 video. And that's not bad, I don't think. I think that's considered normal. But obviously, Mr. Beast standards, that's terrible. But I'm trying to make like a good video that is, you know, more building up a narrative versus like I want to make sure you stay. I don't care if you stay. If you want to click off, that's fine. It's up to you. I don't want to do the whole like vine booms and like little tricks to get people to stay on the video. Have you seen those Evangelion McDonald's Japan ads? No, I haven't. Are those new? They're doing it again? I feel like Evangelion has never died in Japan. It's just been constant. Chappelle Roan. Saki has got the proper writing for it. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Oh, Chapel Roan. There we go. Thank you, Jose. You don't do country or pop? So here, I used to hate country, but then I remembered I do like Johnny Cash. So technically, I like real country versus pop country. I hate pop country. Pop country is, like Luke Bryan. I don't like him. If you like it, that's fine. I'm from a small town in the Midwest, so there's a lot of people that like country from where I'm from. Yeah, most of them like pop country. Like, you know the song Big Green Tractor? Hate it. Absolutely hate it. Can I do a Tokyo Ghoul video? So yeah, in 2025, I'm hoping one of the series I'm hoping to start is like doing manga. I want to try to do manga a little more, because I think, you know, if I'm going to expand this channel in different directions, I think manga is definitely one I should do. So anime manga. I've heard a lot from people saying like, do this manga and stuff. So I'm gonna start doing that. Samurai Champloo, or Champloo, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. I have a video planned for it. I gotta check. Here, I got my project list here. These aren't the proper dates. You guys look like, you guys go ahead and look at this. I gotta go to the bathroom, so. But yeah, these are some of the videos I have planned. Yeah. They might come out, they might not. Paranoia agent on here? Yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying I should do it. So you're from Greenville, North Carolina. 21 Pilot. What are my thoughts? 21 Pilot. I don't mind them. I don't like seek them out, but yeah, they're not bad. The Sony boys on here. Ancient Magnus Bride. I've heard about that. I don't know if I'll do a video on it. Maybe. Yeah, Jinro. Goodnight Poon Poon's on here. I think that's slated for September. Yeah, I still gotta read all of it. Some bangers, yeah. So High School DxD's on here because it's gonna be like the April Fool's joke of this year. I want to do it's like semi-ironic because I want to do a video like omitting most of like the raunchy nudity jokes and just like centralizing the story, so it kind of doubles as like a double-sided April Fool's joke for the people that are like, why did he do a video on a show about basically just about sex jokes, and then they watch and they're like, oh, he's actually making a carefully crafted plot around it. And then for the people that click on it wanting just the raunchy jokes, you're like, why is this a perfected narrative video on this? So it gets both sides of the spectrum on a joke. Yeah, people keep saying do Sunny Boy, so I have to at this point. Yeah, there is no content about it. I realized that not many people talk about it. Maybe because it's so depressing. I've seen one video on it before. It was a while ago. Yeah, I got some movies in there. They're pretty I don't know. Movies usually carry a good message to talk about. Yeah, and I wanted to start a new series, which is like a couple of new series I'm trying. Yeah, I wanted to talk about like not like a specific anime, but like a specific philosophical thought process and how it's been used in anime shows. Like nihilism is, of course, people like Johan in Monster is a great example of that. So yeah. Yeah. April, yeah. Well, hey. That's even a deeper layered onion of an April Fool's joke if you released it a month before April Fool's. Black Lagoon. See, I've seen some of Black Lagoon, and it's kind of like, it reminds me of Cowboy Bebop in the sense of style. I'd have to think about what kind of video type would be good for it. Yeah, I think it would be a good video, a movie to do for a video. A good series to do for a video. Yeah, right now I'm working on like the lore video. I'm about on the editing. So like once this stream's done, I'll be doing a voiceover today. Just kind of get out of the way because I have some people visiting our apartment, so I want to do the voiceover before they're here. Just, you know, get out of the way. And then I'll do the editing, probably finish it this week. Or what day is it? Today, Wednesday? No, it's a Sunday. I have terrible time association. I don't know what day it is most. I wake up and I work. That's all I remember. And then I'm watching Haibane Renmei. I'm gonna have to work on my pronunciation of it for the video. So I'll be doing a video on that, and then I'll be doing a video. I don't know if you guys have seen the bar anime video that I made, talking about bar anime, I guess is the term to use. I want to do a video talking about Domestic Girlfriend, kind of poking fun of why it's the greatest soap opera anime I've ever seen, because it is literally the most entertaining piece of fiction I've ever seen, just in terms of insanity. So I do want to talk about that. So those are my next 3 videos I'm working on. That'll be interesting. Are you excited for Lazarus? Let me check. I think I know which one you're talking about. Lazarus. Yeah. I've seen some stuff about this from Mappa. Is this slated for 2025? It is. Yeah, I'm excited for that. That'll be interesting. I mean, Mappa's a great studio. Omitting their terrible work environment, they do make good anime. A bit about editing process. Yeah, I talked about that kind of more in detail earlier. Once this live stream's done, you can go back. It's like first hour, I think. Just look for like a script on screen in my Premiere Pro timeline, and you can see what I'm talking about. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff about like editing process and how to put together a video in the past of this video. Yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about Domestic Girlfriend. It is a fucking wild ride. I love that show. I made my fiance watch that 2 years ago. I was like, you have to watch this series. It's so shit. And she did. She complained the entire time. She would update me like her progress, but she was blowing through it. So I know she enjoyed watching it, but she's like, this is so stupid. The character's so stupid. I'm like, exactly the point. That's why it's so good. But yeah, I could talk about Domestic Girlfriend for days. The plot is just absolutely insane. It is what I highlight to people when, because I think some people think that all anime is like that. One, like with the basically borderline. They're not borderline. They're just illegal relationships, like a teacher with a student, an underage student, like But that's what makes like some anime. Like anime isn't afraid because it's a medium. Some people in making anime aren't afraid to do some shit that is just fucked up, because it's entertaining and they don't care. I mean, it's like America with reality TV. There's some fucked up shit that happens in reality TV that's illegal. They record that shit and they don't give a shit. So yeah, I mean, like, because most people like. Some people don't like Monogatari because of some of the jokes they make about minors. Yeah. But I think people don't realize that they're not. It's like, one, it's a cartoon. You can still argue against that, but two, it's a joke. It's not like they actually think this stuff. If that makes sense. And also like stuff is more acceptable to joke about in Japan than it would be in like or in the Western society. So that's another like kind of like a culture border. Yeah, we just like find offense to stuff like that. Like it's like, for example, we make 9/11 jokes, but like in Japan, people wouldn't make jokes about Fukushima necessarily. Might be a subset of people do, but like it wouldn't be as mainstream as it here. Talking about disasters is like jokes, so it's kind of like that. Yeah, I mean, everybody, you know, some people find offense to it. It's weird. Society's weird. How people react to things are different. Crazy. Vita Vita, isn't that the Sekiro game? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, dude, I've watched him for years. He does all the Dark Souls lore videos, like all the From Software games. He's got a good voice too. Actually, we're gonna talk about like lo-fi anime people. He is the lo-fi Dark Souls guy. By the way, his video content is really good too, because he kind of reenacts what he's talking about. Because, you know, obviously Dark Souls lore is super like back end, where, you know, you have to read stuff. So he'll act out like parts for the video and stuff to get, you know, B-roll, technically, or A-roll for what he's talking about, and he's really good. Yeah, he deserves his success. I hope he keeps making stuff. I don't know if he's getting tired of it. He's been doing it for a long time. I think there's a new anime from Bebop and Shampoo director. Really? No, I didn't even know he still made stuff. Thank you, Oxpirator, for the congratulations. Thank you for being here and subbing. Yeah, Monogatari's. See, like, I'm not a big into like the jokes about minors and stuff that like it does, but I'm willing to overlook it. Like the toothbrush scene, for example. That was too much for me, which is kind of the point. Like, Miso Ishin's kind of making a point by overdoing it, because he wants people to talk about it. He wants people to be offended and all that stuff. But I don't know if people realize that. But it was too much for me. But I can overlook it because the background art's beautiful. How they set up like the character conversations is beautiful, and just overall like the different relationship dynamics is very unique, and not many shows do that. Would love a video about Devilman Crybaby. Yeah, so I will be doing one in 2025. So no worries, dude. Yeah, you're a big fan of incorrect summaries too. Those are polarizing series types, incorrect summary making sense, but I'm glad you like both. What about the Reze arc teaser? Yeah, I mean, they finally fucking have announced they're gonna be releasing in 2025, so that's awesome. I'm excited for that. The sock reveal. You want, look at this. All right, guys, free feet pic, but it's gonna be in the sock because that's how it rolls here. This is a sock cam. This is what my foot looks like. It's fucking huge. I don't know if you guys know. You probably can't tell. Like, I'm 6'2". I'm pretty tall, so my feet are fucking huge. They're 12 inches long. My foot is a foot, as it should be. Just like the good king himself that made what the foot is. My foot is also a foot. So you guys know that at least the king or the king of England, whoever made the measurement the foot, he was at least 6'2", because I had to have a giant foot like mine. Yes, sock reveal. I was looking for a good sock brand. It's called Bombas. That is the name of the socks I wear. That and Features. Features is another good one. But yeah, I have to look for like good socks, because when I was running a lot, it's like important to have good compression kind of like socks. Yeah, you're the same height. Yeah. I feel like more people are over 6 foot than will act like. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I feel like, yeah, I'm pretty tall. I'm not super tall. Like, okay, so my dad is 6'7". His brother is 6'9". They're tall motherfuckers. But my mom is 5'1". She brought me down. So she made me a reasonable height, I guess. Because my dad has such a hard time shopping. And like his shoe size is 15. Which is like borderline to where it's impossible to find shoes. Like my uncle's shoe size is like 16, 17. So he has a lot of issues finding shoes and finding clothes that fit a 6'9" individual. But yeah, I'm tall, but not too tall. Just finished the rewatch of this series of Evangelion. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, a lot of people like that series, and I'm glad. All right, lads, it's been 2 hours. Good talk. And I have a script to voiceover. So my plan is to go do that and leave you guys go do what you want. Yeah, so Saturday, the Death Note audio will come out. And yeah, and then the videos on Patreon. And then following that, every week will be an Attack on Titan video until the series is done. When's Sock's Kitchen coming back? I don't know. I have been so focused on content on this channel, and I've moved Sock's Sensei's Kitchen to the Sock channel since it is different. So different, I didn't want to kind of polarize people on this channel. The Sock channel, if you guys are into talking or not talking, like talking, or my other content, I guess is the word for it. Like Sock Sensei Kitchen or like the travel playlist I made, the travel series. That stuff will be on that other channel, just to have like a separation, I guess, because this is anime content, this is manga content, maybe Japanese content in the future. So I just wanted to kind of separate it more, so they can grow together and separate, I guess is the word for it, because it'll attract different kinds of people. But I'll be streaming on here once a week, this channel, and I might be streaming on my other channel if I might play a game, Yakuza 0. I might be playing that on another channel or on Twitch. I don't know which one. I will post about it though on here to try to figure out which I should do. Yeah. Best of luck. Have a good night. Yeah, you as well. It is 7 p.m. where I'm at, so I'm gonna record that voiceover. I'll probably be done at like 8 something, 8:30. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I guess I'm eating dinner at 8:30. But yeah, I do need to do that voiceover today, so I have to suck it up. Oh, all right, guys. That's it for me. Good chat. We'll have another one next week. Look for a post. Look for a post tomorrow at some point. Just asking you what time you like live streams at and what day you like live streams at, because then I'll make it a regimen, and then I will make sure I do it, because I tried to stream a lot during the summer, but it fell through. I didn't do it. It's gonna be on the channel. Yes, it will be. If you go to the live section, you'll find the VOD. You can go and look at it. Yeah, you can, and then you can watch from the start, of course. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for getting us to 100,000 subscribers. This channel, I guess. Glad you guys like the content enough to stick around and watch more. YouTube should be sending a silver play button, as you guys know. When I do get it, I'll unbox it live on here whenever that happens, on that weekly live stream that will be happening. I hold me to it too. If I don't do it, start fucking spam commenting me or something to make sure I do it. It's after 4, and after you're chilling, but even if I don't catch it, I'll probably try to plan it for later in the day. Yeah, like after something. Oh. Do you have any chance have GD installed on your PC? I have no clue. Alright guys, see you next week. Enjoy your week. Look for the Death Note video if you want to listen to it. I'm out. Oh, Geometry Dash. I have it on my phone. I used to play it as a kid, so I still have it on there. But yeah, alright. See you guys later.